Hello, I'm James Kinney, and I am a student at the University of Phoenix, and I am going to take time out to discuss a major case that occurred in the state of Kansas, and it dealt with school finances. So the name of this case was Gannon versus the state of Kansas, and this case was basically about school finances and how the state funds schools within the school districts in the state of Kansas. So it's a series of cases that were challenged that challenged the state of Kansas's state funding formula. The participants in this case included the plaintiff, which was Luke Gannon, and various school districts in the cities of Wichita, Hutchinson, Dodge City, and Kansas City, and students that went to those schools. And the defendant was the state of Kansas. Uh, the plaintiff sought to have the state to actually have the Supreme Court uphold Article 6 of the of the Kansas Constitution, which ensured equity and adequacy in school financing. So, case facts that surrounded this case include the state reduced the aid that was administered. That was Reduced state aid was addressed in a case called Montoy versus State of Kansas in 2003 and 2006. The funding formula was found to be unconstitutional, and in 2006, legislators increased funding by $755.6 million. However, in 2009, budget cuts um, in Kansas led to a $5 million cut, and they reneged on the funding that was promised um, by, from Montoy and versus State. So, a coalition of schools sued, sued, and they sued on the grounds that the state failed to fund the schools. The ruling, um, well, they went back and they looked at Montoy and they looked at two components of the ruling. One was equity and the other one was adequacy. And they found that in Montoy, equalization was unconstitutional and fund cuts led to wealth disparities and adequacy. Gannon, Kansas did not comply with the funding requirements. So, due to fund cuts, it was the funding was inadequate. The court rationale: inadequate funding led to the educational disparities, and a lack of funds for poor students or for poor schools will limit academic growth. So, the significance of this court case: it restored supplemental aid, and it affirmed that the obligation of funding and equity and adequacy, and it affirmed that Kansas must ensure that wealth does not determine adequacy of